Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Faith, and today guys I'll be checking out passport seized. Mary Jane Bryan was humbled by hotel owner after getting Sassy with staff in Italy. And you guys, I'm super excited as always. If you're yet to subscribe to this channel, please consider subscribing. Give this video a massive thumbs up, comment, share, and all that good stuff. And without much ado, let's see what this video is all about.
So we got another sister from America that got into an issue in a foreign country. And I will say this. Let me preface this before I get started, because I'm gonna go in on this particular video. And that's why when we play the video, I'm gonna stop it at certain points and definitely interject. When you leave the United States of America and go to another country, you got to leave all your American entitlement, your American attitude in the shores of America. And when you go to somebody else's country, you better go in there with some act right, know their laws, and walk with some humility. Exactly. That's going to get you a long way in these other countries. But some people, unfortunately, in our community is finding out the hard way. Now, YouTuber Mary Jane Bryan traveled to Italy. Now, Mary Jane is a YouTuber that travels to a lot of different countries. Now, some people always ask the question, well, how do these YouTubers travel so much to these different countries? Listen, it is not as expensive as you think it is. Once you get over to that other side of the world, these flights aren't that long. Some of the flights that you'll fly may be no different than me flying to Chicago. Like maybe 2.5, 3 hours going to certain countries. Some flights is like flying from California to New York, you know, with 5 hours. If you go on certain, it's not too far to fly a lot of these places. Now, coming from America, yes, it's going to take a lot longer because you're flying over that Atlantic. But anyway, so Mary Jane was staying in a hotel in Italy, and the hotel had a policy that she says she didn't know about. So I want you to see how Mary Jane responded when she was told about this hotel policy that she says she didn't know about. And I want you to see how she's responding to some of this and how things escalated. So let's go ahead and roll that.
Camera. Don't hit me. On the phone. This is my mother. Don't touch me, okay? Don't tell her to get on the phone. Food, everything changed then.
Of course.
Everything changed once I got food.
Yes, because someone bought for you food, or you bought food, or you bought food.
First of all. Okay, anyway.
I am patient, but right now you are joking me. You still go away, okay?
You guys, I'm still processing what just went on. I'm here I haven't decided if I'm going to see the hotel name yet. And I'm minding my business. And I've been staying at this hotel for about a week and a half. Mind you, every day has been fine. I've been popping in, popping out of the hotel every day, saying hi to reception on my way into the hotel and leaving. Everything's been fine. All of a sudden, I'm going to set this up for you guys. So I go out for the full day. I'm back around 6 p.m. back to the hotel. And I needed to send postcards. So on my way back up the stairs, so I'm going up to my hotel, the lady at reception goes, oh, hey, I need to talk to you for a second. So please hang out in the reception area or in the lobby. So I'm like, okay, because she was talking to another guest. So, okay. So then she talked to the guest, the guest stops, talking to her, then she goes, oh, you come here. I'm like, this is the lady with the glasses on.
And we saw in that you bought some food.
Her name, and she said, I'm not telling you. So I said, okay. This is the lady with the glasses on in the video. She goes, we need to charge you for your food. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, so part of the hotel policy is that you don't bring any outside food. I'm like, what are you talking about? She was like, part of the hotel policy is that you don't bring outside food, and you've been ordering food. I'm like, anyways, miss, have a nice day. Try to go back up to my hotel room. I'm like,
mistake number one. When someone is telling you at a hotel that you're violating a policy or breaking a rule, you don't say, anyway. See, that mess works in America. That entitled attitude, that sassy girl attitude, you got some leeway in America with that. And be honest with you, a lot of people in America are sick of that mess too. Let's just call it what it is. They're telling you you're breaking a policy and you just straight disrespected them. They say you owed money for outside food. Okay? You didn't want to honor anything they're saying. You blew them off in their country. You have to understand, you are a foreigner. You're not a citizen of Italy. You can't blow them off like that. See, these other countries, which you don't understand, especially a lot of you Americans don't understand, is that in the other countries, the foreigner is not treated like the citizen. See, in this country, it's different. Like America, we treat foreigners, we treat foreigners better than we treat citizens here. Let's call it what it is, clearly. But in the other side of the world, they actually do it right. I will say that. They prioritize the citizens over the foreigner. So when you come in there, you just don't blow somebody off with their hotel policy. That wasn't the right way to do that. If you had some humility, you would have said, oh, wow, I didn't know that. I apologize. Like I said, I didn't realize I was breaking a policy. You know, what do I need to do to fix this? You know, that's what you had the response. That'd have been the perfect response. And if you'd have showed some sort of humility and respect to those people at that hotel, they would have had a different response to you. Oh, but no, you had to be sassy, right? You had to try it. So let's continue.
You gotta be kidding me. Apparently a part of the hotel policy is you got to dine here and order room service here and no outside food. No one ever said that to me. It's not written anywhere. It's not written in any part of the hotel, but apparently it's this secret rule. It's like, if someone tells me I can't do something, unfortunately, I try to go do that thing, if that makes sense. So I order food again. I order food because I was like, how dare you tell me I can't order food? It's a hotel, it's not a freaking prison. Like, and it's not a restaurant, it's not the movie theater. I'm in a hotel, I can order food. I don't want to eat this food, so I order food again. So lady doesn't say anything. Right. She sees me getting the food too. I get a phone call. Ring, ring, ring. We need you to come downstairs. I figure it's going to be about the food. So you can say I kind of stoked this argument because the lady felt disrespected because she just told me I could order food and then I ordered food. So I go downstairs and there's three guys. There's three guys, two security guys, another white guy, and her. And they're like, here's a bill. They slide me a bill for 700 euros. And they're like, you owe this to the hotel. And I'm like, can you explain to me why I owe 750 euros to this hotel? They're like, we've calculated every day we've been fining you for ordering food when we clearly said you can't, and for makeup on towels. I'm like, mind you, when I tell you I've been going in and out and in and out and in and out of this hotel every day. My hotel's been cleaned every single day. They're like, we've had several makeup stains on towels. I wear concealer like under here. That doesn't stain. They're like, for makeup on towels. And also we've been fining you every day, every single day for ordering food. Like, apparently they've been fining me and it's been accumulating. I was like, this is a joke. So I'm like, I'm not even entertaining this. The girl literally goes, we'll call the police and we'll even call the United States Coast Guard or something, she said.
So after she was told, as you clearly heard, she ordered food again, disrespecting them people. Like, why do you think that's going to end well for you in their country? You're in their country. Once again, unfortunately, if you want to have that nasty attitude, because you had a nasty attitude with them people, they already told you. And you went just say, basically what you did by ordering that food, you was like, F y'all. I don't care about y'all. I don't care about y'all rules. I don't care about your hotel. I don't care about anything. And then when they call you down there and they say, hey, you owe 700 euros, which in American dollars, she owed about $784 to the hotel. So they needed their 700 euros for the food, because the first time they probably wasn't even going to say nothing to you about charging you. But when you got so disrespectful with it, they're like, I know good and well. And let me tell y'all something else. Sisters who's watching this video, these people in these other countries already have a stereotype for when y'all come in there. I'm telling you, they do. Even in the African continent too, they got a stereotype for you. And then you go to these countries and you make the stereotypes reality. And what you're doing is you're making it harder for other sisters who want to travel. And now they're going to be thinking, oh, they just like them. So I'm already turned up when I see them. So you disrespect them people. They call you down there and say, hey, you need to pay this 700 euros. Then you want to talk about it's just concealer, it's just this. They don't want to hear all that. You were disrespectful. You said F y'all. So they need their 700 euros. And that's why they had people down there waiting on your behind. It's because you were disrespecting them in their country. You cannot do that when you travel. No matter where you go. Listen, let me tell y'all something. In the script, there's a scripture that even Christ said himself. Whoever exalts himself will be humbled. And whoever humbles himself will be exalted. Meaning, if you so freaking entitled, if you think you high and mighty, that you don't have to respect nobody, nowhere, you can do whatever you want. They tell you something like, anyway, and walk off and do the things y'all like to do here in America, you're going to be humbled. And that's what started to happen with this young lady here. Now, if she would have humbled herself and said, hey, I didn't know, I'm sorry about that, not ordering no food, or whatever the case was, she just don't order no more food, right? It wouldn't have escalated. So let's listen to how it escalated.
I won't get you in trouble. I'm like, is this real life? So I have a postcard program, right? So I send postcards to you guys. You can sign up down below. And basically, I send you guys a postcard every time I travel. So I had about 25, 30 postcards in my hand, and I'm trying to leave the door. I'm completely ignoring these people. I'm like, this is a joke. I'm not even entertaining you. I have all these postcards in my hand. By the way, I went back upstairs, and I'm coming back down to send the postcards, right? Because every day I send out about 20, 30 postcards to you guys who sign up. This random woman comes out of nowhere. They called her. They literally called this woman to come correct me. Lord knows who she was, because I asked for ID, I asked for credentials, I asked for who is she. She said she owns the hotel. But I'm like, I don't believe you. Can I see some kind of ID, or you're not even wearing a suit? They literally called like a lady to come beat me up. She literally smacks the postcards out of my hands that are for you guys who signed up for my postcard program. She pushes me onto a couch. She smacks me. I can't make this up, you guys. And she's standing over me, like, literally, like I'm like, who does this woman think I'm like, wait, this is not happening. She's standing over me after she punched me, and she said, you're not going anywhere. Give me my money. That's exactly what she said. And she's doing this to me.
Well, you see what that sassy attitude get you? See, you didn't want to listen the first time. They threatened you with the police. They told you they was gonna call the embassy. They were calling the Coast Guard. The Coast Guard, no. They threatened you with basically calling the U.S. Embassy on you for the way you're acting. And then what they ended up doing was calling the owner. And you thought that the owner of the hotel, you thought you was in America telling people, let me see some ID. I need to see credentials. I need to. No, ma'am.
Like
you are a foreigner in Italy. Just that simple. So then they called Big Ange over there. I call her Big Ange. Do you know who Big Ange was? Big Ange was a lady on the show Mob Wise. May Big Ange rest in peace. So they called Big Ange over there to deal with your behind, right? And Big Ange slapped them postcards out your hand, pushed you on that couch, and slapped you in your face, basically humbling you. Remember what I was saying earlier? Whoever exalts himself will be humbled, and that's exactly what happened. Big Ange humbled you. It's just that simple. Listen, you had the opportunity to work with those people when they told you the first time about that food. You escalated all that, sis, when you said F y'all about y'all food and ordered some food right after they told you. Then they tell you to pay them. I ain't paying you nothing. I don't want it. You escalated it. And you don't understand. In these foreign countries, man, they could disappear you. And the police don't care. They don't care about you. Let's call it what it is. They're not going to make an international incident behind one of us. They're not. The Brittany Griner thing, y'all thinking that, if y'all get in trouble like Brittany Griner, they gonna come to your rescue? No, that was so much of a political ploy with Brittany Griner. There's Americans locked up right now in Russia that still sitting there in Russia. So don't you think that the Biden administration is going to go get you out of trouble when you the one escalated the situation? So see, you lucky you're not sitting in an Italian jail. Because even though that woman smacked you in the face, they still gonna take you because they're gonna say, oh, well, they told you not to do it. You did it anyway. Are you gonna pay them? Well, if you're not gonna pay them, well, we're gonna lock you up because you ain't paying your bill. I'm gonna say this, and I'm saying this because listen, I chastise those I love, just like the Lord, right? I love the community, right? I do. I love the brothers. I love the sisters. So I'm chastising you, sister, and telling you, you got a humbling experience. Learn from that experience. Humble yourself if you're going to be traveling to these places. Learn the policies. Matter of fact, stay in American hotels. That will save you a lot of trouble. What I mean by American hotels, stay in the Marriott. Stay in a Hilton and all their different brands. Stay in the IHG hotel and all they brands. IHG is like Holiday Inn, Intercontinental, Kempton, all different. Stay in American brand hotels. You know the rules in American brand hotels. We all know them. They're kind of universal wherever the American brand hotel is at. Just do that and you will stay out of trouble.
Exactly.
But when you go into these hotels that's not American owned, they could have policies like that. I mean, you an experienced traveler. Haven't you say you've been to 200 countries? You should know the game by now. And if you're not using American hotels, you're missing out on free hotels because every time I go to a hotel, I'm staying in different ones and getting points. I got my platinum status with IHG. I'm right there for my platinum status on Marriott. So I want my platinum status everywhere I go. Whatever hotel I want my platinum status. On my airlines, like I say, I think I'm silver medallion with Delta right now. I'm trying to get to gold, so I got to book some more flights. I'm trying to build up my stuff. I mean, do it like that, and you can travel for free. Because I was using points and all that, when we went to South Africa, when we flew from Houston to Atlanta, that flight was free. And I had a free flight for 6 people because I used points. Use points. Know how to use points and you stay for free everywhere with a lot of these American companies. And you won't have to go through that. But the attitude, sister, you got to tone that attitude down. Y'all think, listen, some of you think these other people going to put up with your mouth. I tell women all the time, American women in general, you live in a fairy tale land, America, where you could just say something and everybody believes you. And then it's like, you guilty until proven innocent, especially as a man. In other countries, women don't have that kind of stroke. If women start opening their mouth too much, they may get hit. I'm not saying I support that, but I'm just telling you the reality of what a lot of other women outside the United States deal with. If you go to Latin America, that can happen to you. You go to the Caribbean, that can happen. You go to the African continent, that can happen. Different European places, it can happen to you in Asian countries. Trust and believe, America is a totally different entity. So learn to humble yourself when you travel. It is better to say, hey, you know what? I didn't know. I apologize. Listen, it's okay to say you're sorry. I know it just hurts some of you to say, I apologize. I didn't realize I was wrong. Listen, it don't hurt to say that. What could I do to fix it? I didn't mean to offend. Listen, saying that, a kind word will turn away wrath. I'm telling you this. I have no problem being humble anywhere I go. No matter if it's in the United States or outside the country. I practice humility because humility has its perfect work. But unfortunately, some of you ladies, you don't want to be humble. And that's why these people are humbling you outside the country. So please just enjoy your time. I support travel. Of course, this is a channel I talk about travel, right? But I'm also going to talk to you about some of the stories that's happening with some of y'all traveling too. This is not me discouraging you from traveling, but I'm saying is enjoy yourself, but just go with some humility. That's all. And you won't have issues like this. But y'all let me know what y'all think about Mary Jane here, because, she escalated that whole thing. She got a whole slap in the mouth, and all she had to do just apologize when they first told her and just handle the problem and just didn't do it again. But When you say anyway and walk off and having that sassy attitude, this is the results.
You guys, that was such a very beautiful one. I love the fact that she was so humbled, because after the hotel people told her that they don't allow people to order food from outside, she totally disrespected them and went ahead to also order food. That is a height of disrespect. This lady, Mary Jane, is so rude and very sassy, and she has to keep that sassy character in America, because she cannot be traveling around the world and be acting like she's in her hometown. I guess she has learned her lesson. So whenever she travels to any other country, she has to abide by their rules. And I also know that before she books any other hotel, moving forward, she's going to read their rules and the regulations so that she doesn't get charged and get her ass beaten at the same time. This video was very funny, but yet it has a lot of lesson to be learned, and I really had fun reacting to this video. If you guys totally enjoyed watching, give it a massive thumbs up, comment, share, and all that good stuff. And this is me officially signing out. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.